One of the biggest collective icons of the 1970s has returned. But what does that have to do with our gracious Majesty, the Queen? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thank you for your company. How are you today? I don't know about you, but I've had an exhausting week, as of course the royal beat never truly stops, and we're working 24/7 to bring you all the latest breaking and exclusive stories to this channel. As I often say, I'm so grateful for your company, glad that you enjoy the stories, and more importantly, love your comments. Thank you so much as well for getting involved in the Greta Thunberg story, whichever way you pronounce it. That caused quite a bit of a rumpus, as you can imagine, but as always on the show, we just like to report the truth, and that was the truth. But back to your royal story of the day. Now, as you know, the Queen has a big celebration next year, in particularly in June, at the height of summer. There's a big concert being planned in celebration of course, her Platinum Jubilee. And what's interesting, what I quite like about this idea is the fact that the Queen will be involved in picking some of the acts that she wishes to see. Now, without being too unkind, of course, many of the former acts and show business icons that she would have loved have simply now gone. We know she was a big fan of the late ukulele player George Formby. In fact, he appeared at Windsor and at Buckingham Palace on many occasions on her special invitation. And let me just tell you this little aside. George Formby, by the way, was considered rather risque, so much so that he was banned by the BBC. But apparently the Queen and the Queen Mother loved his records, their racy titles. Look that up when you get an opportunity. But the bigger story today is this. The Queen herself is, well, this may shock you, but is something of a fan of these 70s legends. Who are they? And why could they feature on the concert next year? Well, in fact, we're talking about the Super Troopers themselves, ABBA, who have recently reformed to record a brand new album. If you haven't heard some of the samples yet, check it out. It's simply wonderful. Benny and Bjorn, to me, are one of the most sublime composers on this planet. They're simply wonderful at putting in a hook and a catchy chorus. And that's something, obviously, that's caught the eye of the Queen. Now, insiders tell me that there's been quiet sort of chats about whether ABBA would, in fact, appear on this concert next year. What won't happen, let me tell you right now, is he certainly won't be reforming for that concert. But as you know, they've got avatars now, or avatars as they're called, which are going to be performing as them in 1970s garb. What would be nice, of course, and I think this is what could happen, is this. I believe that all four members of the band will record special messages for Her Majesty the Queen, and moving forward with that, I'm sure we will see the avatars performing on this concert. So will it be a case of ABBA saying, I do, I do, I do, and can we look forward, wait for it, to see our wonderful, gracious Her Majesty the Queen turning into a dancing queen? Neil Sean in the heart of London.